Trout are one of the most popular types of sport fish in Canada. In general, trout are regarded as being sensitive to stress and injury. They tend to do poorly in warm temperatures and prefer cooler water. Before you head out on your next fishing trip, here are some tips on how you can be a more responsible angler. Responsible angling starts with proper equipment. When choosing tackle, consider picking artificial lures or flies. The use of artificial lures can reduce hooking injury and mortality, as trout are more likely to swallow or be deeply hooked when using live baits. Additionally, shallow hook sets are much easier to remove, which can decrease handling time. Reducing hook removal and handling time can minimize air exposure and excessive loss of their protective mucus layer. This means that fish will have a better chance of survival once they've been returned to the water. Barbless hooks can also be a good option to reduce handling time, which can be beneficial to the fish. Once a trout has been hooked, it needs to be landed as quickly as possible. Try to decrease the fight, since longer playing times can lead to increased stress in fish. When handling the fish, you can use a landing net or your hands. If you use your hands, be sure that they are wet before handling the fish. If you choose to use a landing net, choose one that is made of a knotless nylon mesh or rubber, since they cause the least amount of injury to the fish. Once the trout has been reeled in, it's time to remove the hook. This should be done carefully and quickly. It is best to keep the fish in the water while the hook is being removed. If the fish is hooked in the jaw, use your hands or a pair of pliers to help remove the hook. For hooks that are deeper, including those in the gullet of the fish, consider cutting the line as close as possible to the hook. Leaving the hook in the fish has been found to cause less mortality compared to removing deeply embedded hooks, which can cause significant trauma and injury. Sometimes you catch a really great trout and you want to capture the moment, but how do you take a picture in a responsible way? Try to keep the fish wet when possible to minimize air exposure. Be sure to keep the trout in the water until the last possible second and then raise it up for the photo. The fish should still be dripping wet when the photo is taken. Support the trout by cradling it in your hands, using one hand to support the belly. Also consider using a waterproof camera. You can take really professional looking photos of your catch underwater in a landing net, for example. When it's time to release the trout, gently ease the fish back into the water. Where possible, face the fish into the current, and release it when it is able to break free and swim away. By incorporating these simple techniques from this video into your angling practices, trout will be less harmed by catch and release, helping to keep more fish in the water for others to enjoy now and into the future. Enjoy what our lakes and tributaries have to offer responsibly.